All right, it says that we are live. Welcome, everyone, to this hangout, which, quite frankly, is going to be a shit show. I made a promise on my channel not too long ago to no longer be talking about this fucking bullshit. Well, tonight I'm going to be breaking that promise. This is about the non sequitur bullshit with Kyle and the bullshit going on between Kyle and Steve and a shit ton of money. Now, one thing that I want everyone to understand is that Kyle got in contact with me a few days ago to try and, quote, resolve this. So I went ahead and passed the information off to Steve McRae. Steve McRae passed it off to Ruhif, Steve's power of attorney. And basically, at the end of the day, a hangout was set up where we would discuss this. Now, I want you all to pay attention to one thing because we have a recorded conversation that I want you all to hear. And we're only going to play the portion of this conversation that actually matters. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, please sit back, relax, and enjoy this little snippet of the conversation we had with Kyle. Jared, please play the segment.
Oh, that was easy enough.
Yeah.
All right. So when should we be expecting an email?
Within the next couple of days. I'm gonna send this information over to him. He'll send me what he's put together, and then I'll shoot it over to Ruhif. I mean, it's Friday, almost at 5 right now, so it'd probably be Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Or Tuesday. All right.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Short and sweet.
Dave or Reg, you got anything?
All right, then that's the segment. Now, he was referring to his attorney. So he's going to shoot over the information that we discussed on that call to his attorney. The attorney was going to look it over and then send it back. It's now Tuesday fucking evening, and we still haven't gotten shit. And to make matters worse, it turns out that not only have we not gotten shit when it comes to the books, we also haven't even gotten the contact information of whoever the fuck this attorney is. We've been trying to push this process forward, but whenever we ask who the hell is representing you, we never get an answer. And it's not like we're going to splurge this information out there. That would be financial suicide. But it shouldn't be this fucking hard. We shouldn't be having to wait quite literally 27 days, 23 hours, 4 minutes, and 34 seconds to get some fucking information out of this guy. With that being said, I pass it on to Steve McRae, who will go from here.
Yeah. First couple qualifiers. One, everybody in that conversation knew it was being recorded. So before anybody like God's engineer says, "Oh, that was been recorded behind people's back," no, we all knew that was recording. We have everybody on tape. Knowing that it was being recorded. So that narrative won't fly. I've been really hesitant to kind of give details of a medical background because, frankly, it's nobody else's business. It really, honestly isn't. There are a few privy people in the community that are medical professionals that I've talked to. Dave knows, Reg knows, but I don't think Kyle never knew the full story, nor did he need to. But for some reason, they think he's trying to run this narrative that I'm trying to defraud medical, which has absolutely no relevancy, even if there was the case, to him not paying me, open the books, or telling me the name of the lawyer. This is insanity. I had a medical issue about 3 or 4 years ago. Okay, that has been very, very painful to me. What happened was I had to go to the hospital. I had a fecal impaction. If you know what that is, use your imagination. Not very pleasant. Thought I was going to die. When I went for that medical, I'm going to show you guys my paperwork. Hopefully, there's not much personal information there. I kind of looked it over. I don't see anything. But first, I went to where I went to is Loma Linda Medical in Murrieta because I live closer to Murrieta than I do to Loma Linda. Okay. This is actually through a different medical thing that I have that's working with the VA because I have full VA. My VA does not contingent upon anything that I make. I get it regardless because I'm a veteran. Okay, so I'm able to go to Loma Linda, but I can also work with additional medical coverage for things that I'm going to bring up to you. So when I went for my fecal impaction, right, which if you guys can read that at the bottom there, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but I underlined it. It says constipation and mild fecal impaction, and they gave me a radiation dose of 18.68 for wait a second, somebody's messaging me. Okay, for a CT scan. On the CT scan, they found a 1.4 millimeter umbilical hernia. They called it a small fat containing umbilical hernia is present. Then I got more details from my doctor, okay, which is right there. The problem with the small umbilical hernias is that they are perforation in the lining of the intestines that can become twisted, and they become restricted blood flow, and they can become septic, and they can kill you. It is not considered a medical emergency to have surgery for that unless it is in the process of being septic. This is how they look at it. It was one of those things that was called elective surgery, which not means that it's not meaning that you don't need it. It means it could be postponed almost indefinitely. I was in excruciating pain. I could not have it postponed much longer. It was like they call it life altering, even though it wasn't life threatening at the time. However, I went to go get all my blood work done. This is a process of having 3 doctors all change out on me, right? One moved to Riverside, one I don't know what happened to them, and then I get replaced all the time. But I did my full blood workup. If you can see this is a full panel from Paris, California, of all my blood work in order to have this, try to get the surgery made non-elective. When I started with Kyle, I didn't want to have all that process start over again. And so I was like, I don't want to lose my medical. I don't want to have to go through all this again. It is a long, arduous process, and I was in pain. This is one of the reasons I got into YouTube in the first place, because I've had this thing for a very long time, but I didn't know what it was. They never diagnosed me properly. They said I had checked for gallstones. I had a endoscope where they found pre-ulcers, not quite fully ulcers, but probably ulcers now. And I was checked for all kinds of different things. Also found out I had C4, C5 compression. But they couldn't diagnose this little freaking 1-point-some millimeter umbilical hernia. That's excruciatingly painful sometimes. You eat hot food, anybody who's ever had a hernia, if you eat hot food, you'll know. So what I was talking about when it comes to medical, if his lawyer ever reviews this, because he says his lawyer, is that I was in the process of having this taken care of, and I didn't want something messing it up. I report all my income. Everything has been on the up and up. I've sent my taxes to both Bullinator and to Reds. They see how much I make. It is not above any threshold, which is reported. I have reported everything that I need to report perfectly, absolutely perfectly. And so I don't even have this medical thing that much anymore because I lost 20 pounds is one of the reasons I went on a diet, because I was hoping the pressure would be such that it would take it off the intestines, which it did. I still want to have the surgery done, but I'll go to Loma Linda in Loma Linda if I need to. But I've already, because of situations, I already make more than the threshold for any medical out there, any additional medical. Okay. I will be relying 100% on my VA, which is mine, regardless of my income. There was no attempted fraud. There was no attempt in any way, shape, or form to do anything illegal. And this narrative that he won't pay me, he won't show me the books, and he won't even give me the name of the lawyer because my medical is bullshit. And I'm calling him out on that. It's absolute bullshit. It's shady. It's dishonest. It's reprehensible. And I'm tired of it. I've been very complacent. It's been 27 days since all this happened when he said he was going to open the books. He said he was going to open on Monday. Didn't happen. I gave him till like Tuesday. Didn't happen. I am absolutely convinced now that there's a game being played. And I know Ruhiv wants to go full bore, hire a team of lawyers and take him for everything he has. And do a cease and desist and what's called an order of payment and an injunction of protection, or excuse me, an injunction of preservation. And we're not talking chump change. We're talking for way more amount than I would normally be asking for, because we're going for a long-term perpetuity. If Glenn gets involved with actual lawyers, he's gonna sue for a very large amount because he's gonna get compensated, even though he has deep pockets. People may not be aware of Glenn, and this is, not private information, it's public. Glenn is like the 76th richest person in Australia under the age of 40, or he was, and now he just hit 40. He made like $38 million before the time he was even, 30. He's also expected to make another 20 million in the next year or two. He has deep pockets, and he has a thirst for vengeance, and he knows when somebody's in the right and somebody's in the wrong. And he's actually one of my closest friends. He's come out here to visit me twice, and I love the guy. The only thing I want to use him for is as a weapon, as a bludgeon, because I expect any money that he puts into this to get back. I don't want any dime from him. I will give it out of what I'm getting out of it if I need to. I don't want him to be out of pocket of anything after everything's said and done. I don't use him for that. But he is somebody that can afford to pay the upfront cost and then try to get back after that.
I don't know what attorney takes 27 fucking days to contact your power of attorney.
And that has nothing to do with my medical.
No, well, that's what I've been trying to tell him.
He has no right to my private information and my reasoning for why I did not want to go over a certain threshold to lose my medical at that particular time when I could build something as an asset, right, and take a draw against something, and then have the surgery that month. Hopefully, I was trying to do it that month. So we weren't making any money at the time. We didn't make any money. We didn't even get monetized like 6-8 months later.
Yeah, but here's
getting new doctors and things changed. And I couldn't get the surgery done. That's all.
But here's my question: how are you supposed to report anything to the government if he won't show you the books to even report it from?
Well, I mean, I have my own income on my channel, and
that's separate from.
I report all that. You saw my taxes. Do I make a lot of money?
I'd rather not say.
It actually does bring up a valid question, Steve. When did non-sec actually become monetized?
We started in December 2017, and I don't think it started to get monetized till around June or July or August or something.
It was July. It was late July, early August, because I was actually producing. I started producing in May of 2017 or 2018 rather, and it wasn't till a couple months later because I was like, "When are we going to get monetized?" And Kyle was like, "Well, I keep talking to YouTube, but we definitely qualify." But it's just it's an automated process. It'll take a while. And
there was nothing to report from that. It wasn't even building an asset at that point.
Right.
So I mean, this narrative that he's trying to convince people that he convinced GE, he convinced Katie, right? They're running around going, "Oh, look, Steve's trying to defraud people." How dare them try to lay this on me after what he did? The dishonest tactics that he used to try to make me go to the sideline to bring in the people that he wanted to bring in that I didn't like, that I thought were horrible at the show, and then try to turn it around and try to throw fraud charges, or worse, that he accused me of tax fraud.
Why?
I mean, you got to be out of your fucking mind.
And here's the thing. So he wanted you to report what you made. You did. And then he wants you to report and from what I'm getting at through the text messages, I could be wrong about this, but it seems to me like he wants you to report what you made on non-sec, even though you haven't gotten any books from non-sec to even come up with.
You don't have. It's considered an asset at that point, but not something. It's not income. I wanted him to pay me out. He said, and I have it, but I'm not going to show private messages even from Kyle. That we had an agreement where he would pay me $1,000 a month, which would way put me over the limit anyways, right? So anything with medical was done at that point anyways. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'd rather have the money. I can go an hour further if I need to, right? But the only problem was I didn't want to start the whole process over again. But I was like, for $1,000 a month, I'll suck it up. Yeah. That never came to fruition. But I did say, fine, pay me $1,000 a month. He never did.
Well, here's the thing. If Kyle is so worried about the government getting their share of the money, if he does a payout, Kyle, or Steve, if Kyle does a payout to you, just a lump sum, the government is going to get their fair share of that, right?
Of course they will.
So there you go. What's the fucking problem then?
First of all, it's my responsibility to pay my taxes, and I always have. I only had a tax issue one time. That was with state. It was a couple $100s. They garnished my wages, and they got their money, okay? But federal, I have paid every year for the entire time I've worked, my entire life. Why the fuck would I start now for somebody with tax problems? Are you out of? I mean, the whole fucking narrative is bizarre to me. If you want to look at my tax returns the last 10 years, by all means.
We shouldn't have to wait 27 fucking days.
I sent Reds my little actual tax return. I sent Reds in Bull. They have all my information. And I guarantee you there's nothing fraudulent on there.
Yeah, there's nothing fraudulent. It's more depressing than anything else. But
I told people I wasn't making much for a couple years.
The point here is that regardless what issues Kyle thinks are issues that aren't actually issues, 27 fucking days is pushing it. So well, actually, Sean, I invite you in here for a reason. I want your opinion. So based on what you've heard so far, if I were to ask you the question, what the fuck, what would your answer be?
My question would be, did Kyle, when he filed his taxes, report that he paid Steve when he didn't?
That was my bet. I said that last week.
We've hypothesized and stuff, but the problem is I'm not going to make accusations. I have no idea, but anything's possible.
The problem with that is if he already paid the taxes on it, because he he reported it that way.
He was supposed to pay the taxes on it, then give me, and then I was supposed to, whatever, how you ever want to work it out, and then I would pay taxes on my own share. And I actually have a conversation with him saying, look, I don't want any tax problems. I want to make sure everything's reported perfectly. I even had that conversation with him. Okay, so I don't know what his mindset is. By the way, I want people to see something. You guys don't know this, and I hate doing this, but I think I have no choice at this point. People ask, well, how do you afford 175 rent? I live in a studio, like literally a closet that is 6 by 6. This is the size I'm putting in. What is this called? Styrofoam. But this is how small my room is. Okay, so it's $175 a month, and that's how I can afford to live. So by people thinking that I'm making some kind of massive amount of money, you're out of your fucking minds. And it's really goddamn depressing that when I have somebody that has fucked me over as bad as Kyle did, trying to run game, that I'm trying to do tax evasion, or that I'm trying to, do something with medical, when I live in a Cracker Jack box, which is, by the way, I'm not regretting it. It's $175 a month, but for God's sake,
well,
I'm not
here's
high on the hog he is buying top of the line equipment and getting equipment bought for him by the fans.
Here's a question
that was last month.
Of the agreed upon benchmarks in order to get said financial records, have any of them not been met?
What do you mean? What can you say it again?
So when Kyle has said, "Oh, do this, and I'll be able to give you the get the financial record sent over to you,"
yeah.
The
only thing he asked for us to do was to get a power of attorney for Glenn. He would give him all the information, which we did. I have a copy of the power of attorney if you want to see it. So Glenn has the power of attorney. After doing that, he still didn't give us the contact information, which to me means he's running game.
That's why it was so important for me to play that video.
And it's so important for me to like I said, I don't want to have to talk about my medical stuff, especially shit dealing with my guts and my shit. And you believe me, like I said, dealing with fecal impactions, it sucks. And this is not the first time it's happened. This was just the worst time when I had to go to the hospital.
Yes.
So,
Well,
people are in this community that are medical professionals that know about this. So it's been going on for several years. Kyle didn't have a need to know because he's not a medical professional.
I think at this point it really is a whole case of let loose the dogs of the lawyers.
Oh yeah, no, I'm telling you right here now. I've been holding Rivet back.
Yeah, I would stop doing that at this point.
I would stop doing that too at this point.
Well, he said, dude, it's time to go. It's go time. He's going to unleash hell like the works of everything seen, and we're going to try to put a cease and desist on the channel.
Put the screws to the guy. That's what I've been saying, and not only that, but we have been waiting. I mean, this is why I made a fucking count up clock, to keep track of how long we've been waiting. We've been more than reasonable. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, Steve. You got fucked out of the non sequitur show. Even though you got fucked out of the non sequitur show, and even though you were going to do something that I really didn't want you to do, you said, you know what? I'm just going to give Kyle the non sequitur show. Let me just get the book so I can get a fair payout.
That's kind of what I've been. That's there's a lot of different routes we can go. I haven't decided on anything yet. I right now, I trust Ruhif to get the best lawyers to go for the maximum we can get, the best possible thing.
Yeah.
Other than before, I was like, I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to do something. Willing to work with him.
Yeah, you said that, and if
faith is gone.
And if you remember, I shoved my foot so far up your ass, I went all the way to the knee when you said that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, well, you and Paul have told me, don't give away what you do, and I'm like, well, I need the money now. If FYI, the landlord might sell this house, and so I need the money in case I have to move.
Yeah,
right? But it's not so much now. I have a nest egg, a little bit of money's put aside, not much, but thanks you for the last couple months, it's been okay. This is why I don't have benefits coming up. I mean, they're all going to go bye-bye anyways, which is my secondary stuff, which is irrelevant. I don't care. I don't need it because I make over the certain amount anyways. It's already been fucking reported.
Yeah, so I say at this point, do what originally I was telling you to do and just go ape shit.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I've been holding off. I haven't been saying much. And that's one of the reasons why you're like, well, I have this hangout ready to go. If you need it, I have this all ready to go. And I'm like, well, let's give him time. If they actually saw that whole hangout, I was giving him every benefit of the doubt just because I was like, if he will work with me on this, I'm willing to work with it and make something happen. But I feel like I'm being dicked around and he's just more concerned about some fucking medical crap that's not related to him in any way, shape, or form. And
Or it
I don't
could
trust
be-
anymore. Like, my faith is gone. Well, I stopped trusting
well,
him.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. It could be the case that he's just stalling because there is no money left because he spent it all.
There could be 1,000 different reasons, but I'm not here to
Sucks for him.
speculate.
I just say sucks for him. He's gonna get destroyed in court.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, Steve,
Steve,
Steve, do me a favor. Do me a favor. I'm going to screen share. Describe it to people.
This is how long it's been since he said he would show me the books the first time. And by the way, it wasn't the first time he actually said that. It was the first time that it's been made public. I've been trying to get the books from him for quite a while. So 27 days, 23 hours, 22 minutes, and 7 seconds. There's no fucking lawyer in the world that would not say, give them my contact information, because that means they're billable, right? If I have Ruhiv contact his lawyer and say, hey, we need to have correspondence, we need to work this out, that's billable hours. What lawyer doesn't do that?
This is why it was. Also keep this in mind, guys. Keep this in mind. I want to come very clean with something. I have been in contact with Kyle through text messages. In fact, the last message that we were sending back and forth was quite literally 20 minutes ago. He knew for a fact that this hangout was going to start. He knew for a fact that this hangout was going to happen. He knew for a fact what we were going to be discussing on this hangout. And this was after I told him that he needs to stop stalling and send Ruhiv the contact information for the attorney. And basically, trying to get contact information out of Kyle is like pulling teeth out of a lion. So, and keep in mind, that is literally all that we've been asking him to do. Either give us the books. If you can't do it, get us in contact with someone who can. This situation is fucked up. We shouldn't have to jump through flaming hoops to get the books, to get the information, so that we can work out a good payout, or at least a reasonable deal. But Kyle is like, Kyle's like, no, I'm going to do this the most difficult way possible. I'm going to stall for over 27 days, going on 28 days. And for what? For what? For a issue that's a non-issue because of Steve's medical?
Well,
Yeah, and
simply put, there's very few reasons to not give contact information for a lawyer. Either one, the lawyer doesn't exist, or two, the lawyer has already said you have a losing case.
Exactly.
that's what I was. Those are the two. I there might be other reasons, but those are the two primary ones. But nothing he has said even remotely makes sense in any way, shape, or form when you look at the narrative. And what he did to Bull doesn't make sense, right? I mean, nothing he has done makes any sense to me.
I mean, there's an issue with just the way he's come back to the table. If he wanted to do things right and wanted to do things in any kind of actual amicable manner, he should have gone through Glenn and he should have had books in hand.
Yes.
Period. End of sentence. Nothing else at this point matters.
I just got done reading
I
some of
also
the
feel
comments.
really sorry.
Oh, it was real quick. This is funny. Somebody said when I was talking about my fecal impaction, somebody said, "Well, I thought Kyle was the one full of shit." That was good.
Also,
That was good.
David,
I don't know if you've
question.
ever tried to dig one out manually. Don't think it's pleasant.
Hang on. David, Bullinator. Question for you. You said in the live chat at Non-Sex Show, and you accused me of being untrustworthy. Question. Do you want to unpack that?
Yeah, I think that statement requires a little bit of explanation. Basically, for the last 2 months, up to the point that this whole thing went off, I was going between Kyle and Steve. And Kyle at one point asked me to lie for him. To lie to Steve about his admin status on the channel, about my admin status, because he didn't have his admin status on the channel back, but I did. But he wanted me to tell Steve that I didn't. That's what he said. And then when he asked me to come back, his little offer says, Bull's welcome back anytime. He says he needs people around him he can trust. So telling me you can't trust me because I won't lie for you and then you do this bullshit, that's why I won't go back to the non sequitur show.
I'm just at a loss. My mind is fucking blown. I'm short circuiting because first of all, I think he did that just to say, oh, I at least offered, Bull to come back. I know you never would. Matter of fact, I didn't even ask. Bull, I don't think I ever did. I even asked you, hey, if I get kicked off, you going with me? I just assumed that you would go. This is how much I we have a bond with each other. I didn't think for a second you would stick around if something happened to me. So
no, and if you were the one fucking Kyle over, I would have stayed with Kyle.
Yeah, and I would have expected no less.
Right.
In this certain circumstance, I'm pretty sure we're at the point that if this was going on and nothing had happened to Boole would either be on his way out the door or he'd be doing something in the background.
I just find that comical. I need people around me who I can trust, people who will lie on my behalf.
Well, here's the other thing. I think we have a possible case for fraud in the fact that he convinced me to give him the YouTube channel that I started with. He named it, but I started the YouTube channel because I said, let's go to YouTube from the podcast for SEO reasons. That I believe is a lie. And I'm going to call it a lie because I've talked to people that do know SEO and they say, you don't need to give it to somebody else's name to do SEO. Now I'm going to trust them on it.
Well, now at this point, the information is out there and everyone can digest it in their own way. Now, the reason why it's important to get this information out there is because, unlike Kyle, we actually care about the non sequitur fans, or the fans of what the non sequitur show used to be, not currently, obviously. But I know I caught myself there. I almost fucked up, but I caught myself there.
There was something else I was laughing at.
But the thing is that it's important that people know what is going on with their own money. Keep in mind, the money that was generated by the Non Sequitur show was because of you guys, the audience, who did super chats, who bought merch, and also supported them on Patreon. It was because of you guys that the Non Sequitur show was successful. It was because of you guys that the Non Sequitur show was actually able to be profitable. So I think it's only fair that you guys are completely in the loop about what is happening with your fucking money and
Agreed.
who is actually being a brick wall to the correct flow of that money to be distributed properly. As of right now, it's Kyle and his possible non-attorney. They're the ones just fucking over the pooch on this one.
Yeah, and can I mention one other thing because I just actually came to my mind. When I first lost my status, I went to a communications manager. You have three things: your primary owner, and communication manager for a YouTube channel. I got kicked down for communication manager, and I didn't know why. And so I asked him, "Why am I a communication manager?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I'm now a communication manager." He goes, "Oh, you know what? I'm doing some stuff with the software and the SEO. Give it a few days." That was a lie, clearly. That was a lie, outright lie. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Come to find out, when I think it was a matter of hours later, or days later, he removed Bullinator to communication manager.
Yeah, hey Boole, we were actually at a Burger King, and I was talking to you about that. Isn't it true that after he gave you the access back, at least enough access to where I could see more of the books than Steve has, that he basically said to keep that little detail under wraps as well?
Yeah.
Because I remember that, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh, now that I finally have
myself.
fucking access, let me go ahead and take a look at the books. And holy shit, just by looking at the books for just 1 month, Bull, you got screwed, dude.
Yeah.
That channel has made a butt ton of money. A butt ton of money.
Screwed. You got fucked out of that deal.
And when I had asked him, I said, "Hey, I want to give Bullinator 10% of whatever cut I have for my 50%. So I get 40. I'll give him 10%. And I wanted Kyle to match that 10%, so he'd get 20%. I thought that was equitable, and the condition that he gets to use vMix for his other projects.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was more than fair. That would have been several $1,000s in Bull's pocket.
And
he was like, "No, fuck Bull. No, I don't want to pay." He didn't want to pay him a dime.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
Bullshit.
So
yeah, you goddamn right, bullshit. Because I told Dave first, real quick, Reds, when we started with the T-shirt stuff, Bullinator, did I not come to you and say, "Hey, I think this would be a perfect opportunity for you to run the shop and take a percentage of it, and that way you get income"?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And what did Kyle say about it?
Kyle, no, basically.
So anybody that's still on Kyle's side at this point, you've got to be. I'm sorry to say this, but something has to be fundamentally wrong with you.
Also, I just want to point out something else. I want to point out something else. Do you guys remember the T-shirt that was being sold with my logo on it, my quote, and my little catchphrase? yeah, the T-shirt that was being sold, Kyle did ask me for permission to use my logo, my quote, and my little team cunt acronym. I said yes, you can go ahead and use my shit so long as I get something from it, and something as in money. Give me 10%. I don't fucking care. Kyle said that wasn't a problem. Now, I have no evidence that this conversation took place, which is why I'm not seeking anything, because quite frankly, I don't need his fucking money. But it just goes to show that an agreement was made, and I haven't seen a fucking dime of it. Now, I'm not going to pursue it. But I think it's worth pointing out that this shit has not only happened to Bullinator, it has not only happened to Steve, but it's also happened to me.
Yeah, and
Even-
Reds,
Pattern of behavior.
Yeah, Reds. I and him have a lot of shirts together. Matter of fact, Sweet Heathen has a shirt. Some people bought mugs. And by the way, they're good quality stuff. And they're going to be nostalgia. They're probably worth more money later on because people go, "Hey, remember that show back when on Sequitur show?" But they're good quality stuff. I will agree. But he said during that video that all the Teespring stuff was his now. That he was taking all of it. I mean, are you out of your fucking mind, people?
Even if
that this even seems legit to you, that what he's doing and what he's done, because it doesn't to me. And I wasn't angry before, and maybe I should be, because I took out my anger on a friend of mine today, and I regret that. I apologized to him profusely on it. It upset me that I was angry and I yelled at him, and I shouldn't have. It has built up with me. So if I have been kind of short, people, I apologize. Okay.
Even if that conversation doesn't exist that you had with Kyle, that means it also doesn't exist on his end, which means he has no permission to actually be using your stuff.
Oh no. I'm actually.
I know you're not pursuing it. I was just like, there's also another chunk to that as well, not just on your side not pursuing it, but he can't either if that conversation doesn't exist.
Well, I'm still seeing a mug with Steve's face on it.
I
6
still wanna
t-shirts with
remake
Steve's
this
face on it. Some socks with Steve's face on it. And Steve's not part of the show anymore.
Damn. Now, is it possible that we all misheard Kyle earlier in that it's not people I can trust in, but people I can thrust in that he's looking for?
And
I feel bad for all of the people who were trying to do the not FAP challenge with this countdown for when the books are released. Nobody wins.
Nobody wins. It's an everyone dies scenario.
Everyone dies. Everyone has blue balls. Everyone is mad because they can't bust a
what's
nut.
it called in Star Trek? The
Kobayashi Maru.
Thank you. Yep.
The Ponfar. Ponfar is when the Vulcan thing.
No. The Ponfar is the Vulcan mating drive where if they don't go to completion, they fucking die.
Right.
The no-win scenario.
It's actually both.
Yeah.
It's both. Everyone dies.
Yeah.
And it's a no-win scenario.
I will add a few things. Okay, finish up because I got a few things I want to add.
But if it's a no-FAP thing, blue balls isn't really a problem if you have someone handy with you.
Oh yeah. Well, Reds has always offered to lend a hand, so I mean,
I mean,
that's what friends are for.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Hey, Red, just remember we have a 6.5-hour drive coming up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
practice.
So basically, you're saying Roadhead. Okay, understood. Anyway, moving on. I have one more thing, but I want to get Steve McRae in one more time.
One last thing. Now I forgot where I was going to go with it.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Can I go first then?
Yeah, go ahead. I forgot. Fuck you all.
Okay. Here.
You saw my hand jobs. I lost my fucking train of thought.
All the blood left your brain.
I mean. Hey, listen.
Sorry.
No. Sorry, not sorry. That's how that works. Anyway, so here's the thing that I want people to understand. Okay, I'm not telling you to completely slam Kyle on Twitter with this shit. I'm actually seriously not telling you to do that. Like seriously, don't fucking do it. But what I am telling you to do is just keep this hangout in the back of your head, so that when Kyle does go on Twitter or tries to say some shit that is just completely fucking ass backwards, you now have everything you need to call him out on it. Okay? So basically, what we have here, this hangout is a weapon. keep it holstered until it needs to be used. Sounds like a good plan.
Really
I think that sounds like a good fucking plan.
Yeah, but I remember what I was going to say. Kyle's still trying to get guests to come on the show. Most guests have realized that that's not going to happen. His value of the channel has gone to half. But I'm not going to mention
less than half now.
Wait, yeah, actually, it has been less than half. I have people I'm not going to mention that have contacted me, which I respect. They want to know the details and stuff like that. But there, as far as I'm concerned, there are only a few people that if they go on Non Sequitur show, I'm not going to hold it against them. I'm not going to say specifically who they are. I've already talked to them, but I understand. I do get it. But at this point, and this is not a guilt by association thing, but I cannot have people around at this point that are willing to go on that channel that I can guarantee do not have critical thinking skills and that completely are complicit in what I consider to be, I don't want to use any legal terms, but done wrong by Kyle in so many different ways. And the fact that he won't show me the books, he won't give me the money, he won't give me the lawyer's contact information. Yeah, I will not really have anybody on my channel or have a mod that's around that channel personally. There's with very few exceptions, but they kind of know who they are.
There's not really any benefit for you to do that, to grant that charity. Now if you want to grant those charity to the people that you've decided to, the ones that have come to talk to you, that's totally reasonable. That's entirely up to you.
Thank you.
You're a fucking adult. You can pick who you decide
you want to talk to.
My mom's
trying to tell me that, but I feel like a kid.
Right? So but the thing is that this is all essentially, like, maybe it's not. Is it at a standstill until we know who Kyle's lawyer is or until you're acting attorney?
He'll get served. He'll get process served.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that will matter.
I just want to make sure we weren't just kind of stuck.
The funny thing to me that all these Kyle supporters are going to run into is Kyle has a history of fucking over people he considers his friend.
And lying.
He is going to do the same thing with everybody he associates with at one point or another.
Some of them
laugh my ass off when GE gets fucked over and he starts calling Kyle out on bullshit that we've already been calling him out on and trying to be buddy with all the people who called him out.
Yeah, and I noticed there's a kind of a collaboration of people that have in the history we've had issues with.
Collusion.
But here's the funniest thing: I have never fucked over a friend. This is why I have long-term friends. I had a friend today that I hurt, and I know I hurt him, and I apologize profusely to it because I was in the wrong. I will do that. I don't go out of my way to lose friends willy-nilly. I think it's the worst thing possible. But Reds and I can speak from experience that we know certain people that pretend to be your friend that are not. And
oh yeah, definitely.
And we know what people are capable of. And this narrative that that I've thrown people into the buses and blah 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 never fucking has happened. I have built up a very good friendship base with a lot of different people for a very long period of time that I've gone on my way to help, that have helped me, that we have a synergetic relationship with, and that is what I think the community was built upon. They're not part of that any longer because they have tried to fuck people over. And Kyle has tried to, obviously, I think, try to screw people over as well. So
I have to clarify for the audience because Nicole Davis misunderstood what I said. He has not so far fucked over GE, but because of his history, he will at some point fuck over GE along with everybody else who's backed him. This is just going to be a standard pattern behavior.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, right now, I didn't want it to come to this, but there's a few select individuals that I've avoid calling out by name, and I'm going to continue to avoid calling them out by name, but I want to say something to them directly, and they know who they are. If you continue to support Kyle as of right now, please leave me the fuck alone. I really don't want to fucking talk to you. I've waited long enough. I've been more than reasonable, and I mean, that's it. I've waited. We've given him more than 27 fucking days. It shouldn't take this long to even get a fucking email address.
The entirety of the month of February.
Like, help me out here. Please help me out here. Give me a good goddamn reason on why it takes over a goddamn month to get an email address.
Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
It's just absolute bullshit. I mean, the first thing you do is, here's my lawyer, contact them. They will bill me for those hours.
I mean, it's that's it. That's
we're
it. It's
gonna take the books and we're gonna move them over.
I'll tell you something. I have sued a lot of people Okay. I've won every court case I've ever been in. I sued the power company. Okay. Imperial Irrigation District. I sued them and I won. Okay. I've sued renters and won. I mean, I know how the system kind of works a little
I should have
bit,
sued my old place.
but I mean, I don't. When you're involved in the legal system, there's a process, and he
Steve
just said no. I'm not going to give you any information.
The guy is your power of attorney is Roohif, right? Roohif.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm actually going to say we should not completely slam Kyle on Twitter or YouTube. And by the way, I seriously mean that. But what I am going to say is that a hashtag should fucking go viral at this point. And I'm posting it right now in the live chat. So
I like Pay McRae. That's my favorite hashtag.
Well, my favorite hashtag now is hashtag go Roohif. All right, go Roohif. Roohif, if you're watching, I gotta admit, do it. Fucking do it.
You guys don't even know how cool that motherfucker is, man. He's just one of the nicest guys on the planet. I got the chance to visit him in LA, and he came down. Roohif, by the way, Roohif has been in my house. He has literally been in this house. He knows where I live. He knows I don't live, in some palace by any stretch of imagination. I live extremely modest with minimal amount of stuff. I was thrilled when he bought me my guitar for my birthday. That's like the first thing I've had monetistically since I moved down here, because I got rid of everything when I moved. I left so much in the garage, they had to go in with a little bulldozer kind of thing and just throw it all out when the house got renovated out. So
yes,
he's been very, very good.
Roohif, here's the thing. If you do this, if you just put the fucking screws this guy, I promise you, I fucking promise you, Sean Hufford will give you one hell of a blowjob.
No.
That sounds like a good incentive, actually. His wife might not go for it, but you know what? Then again, she might be open about it. Why not? It's Sean. I mean,
I'd take
he's not a bad looking guy. Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
I might be able to if it's dark and drunk and I don't know. He doesn't talk about.
You're the alcohol expert. We may need your guidance here.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring this hangout to a close. So the information's out there. You guys now have it. And I'm going to leave this hangout on my channel for 24 hours. And we're going to go ahead and see what happens from there. Hopefully, this is enough of a fire under his ass to actually get the ball actually rolling. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very clear. I do not want people to like go downvote his videos. If you think the video sucks, by all means, but I'm not calling out for any of that stuff. I read the comments over there so often. I think they're fucking hilarious because they're on point. Don't get me wrong.
They are.
But my thing is, I'd rather see no comments and no views than a bunch of people going over there and comment because it gives them views. But do what you think is best. But I do think that if people can ask him to give us contact information, I got no problem with that. But I like this one. Hashtag go Roohif. Hashtag. I'm sorry, put pay Roohif. Hashtag go Roohif. Hashtag pay McRae. Oops.
Yeah. Basically, there's plenty of good hashtags, but I think the one that should stand out, hashtag go Roohif. So Roohif, please put the fucking screws to this guy. He deserves it. We're done waiting. And
share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell.
Exactly, all that and bag of chips.
Go retweet
I told you,
shit.
It's very hard. I mean, it's knocked down. I can't really get to it right now. I mean, I'm trying to soundproof this little itty bitty room.
Get that bread, Roohif. Get that.
Come on, Roohif. You had one job, Roohif.
Yes.
Oh, I had two jobs. Was to debunk flat earthers and then make sure that I get what's due me.
Yes, and so with that, let's go ahead and bring this hangout to a close. You all now have the information. And we're going to wait and see what happens next. We did the best we could to light some serious fire under some serious ass. And I guess the next step is for Roohif to basically put the screws to him. So going forward, let's go with Jared. Say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
Hashtag go Roohif. Hashtag pay Steve. Hashtag fuck you, Kyle.
Bullinator. Hashtag what about Bull? Say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
Anybody who's still on Kyle's side at this point, his head is stuck so far up their ass, it's not even funny. And that's all I gotta say.
Perfect. See you later, man. Sean Hufford, say what you gotta say and get the fuck out.
Hate to say that Jaron was right, and when he named him Lyle.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ouch.
That was cold, Sean.
Jaron.
That was cold.
Ouch. Apply cold water to
I'll
the
go
burn
next.
area.
You could have some quality time with Chess because
I was actually going to let Cheshire go first, so that
get some
she
quality
could get
time
the,
with her. It's cool. I
No,
get
no,
her
I
enough
work-
for when I have her on for Coffee Rant. You enjoy your some time with her. Let me go next.
Oh, okay. So okay. Chesh, do you have the gag?
Yeah.
Well, it's that live light. It helps
No,
when it's off.
I already washed it. It's all disinfected and everything.
So let me say what I say.
Perfect.
By the way, thank you, Reds. I might download. I'm going to stick. I'm having it in my thing. If I have to upload it to my channel or something, I want people to know about this. I've been very silent for a month. I've given every possible benefit of the doubt, and I think Bullinators hit the mark right on the money there. If people are still on Kyle's side, I don't want those people around me. It just shows a complete lack of judgment. It shows a complete bias. The fact that I have not been paid a dime for a year and a half worth of work, not a dime, people. There's no justification for that. There's no way somebody could ever convince me that that's honorable thing to do. So if somebody wants to be on Kyle's side, more power to you. Don't be coming around to my channel trying to start shit. It's not going to happen. There are, like I said, I've given amnesty to a few people, special cases. They hopefully know who they are. But for the other people, I just think that any moderator he has right now has got to be completely, like he said, has their head so far up their ass, and it shows what kind of character there are. These people in here have character. Reds has been one of the most honest people I've ever met in my life, and he would give the shirt off his back. Well, first he just likes to be topless, but he'd give his shirt off his back for his friends, and he's stuck by me for many years, and I will do the same for him to the day I die. So this is what loyalty looks like. This is what friendship looks like. This is what we've been building up for many, many years. And I just want to thank the community. I mean, I want to thank, the persons who got me a new system. We've been trying to run new content. Cheshire has been joining me for coffee ramps. We're going to bring Reds in from some astronomy stuff. I want Reds to come in with Dr. John Cruz, and we're going to talk about photo astronomy.
Philosophy.
We're doing Nick, Ask a Philosopher. Plus we have some, really professional people coming in like Dr. Ross and Dr. Rana, and also have gameplay we're going to be doing. So that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys. And I know that 90% of the Non Sequitur show came over to my channel. I'm humbled by that. And I tried to explain to Kyle one time, you're not the Non Sequitur show. We are. It just doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, he didn't believe me. People in here, I think, do believe me. And I don't know what else I can do. I give you guys everything that you possibly need to know. If you want more information, I'm okay with that, but just message me directly about it. I will talk to you about anything. But if you come to my channel as a sycophant of Kyle, all you're going to do is be removed. I don't have time for that drama. I want to move up and bigger and better and bring everybody along with me. And hopefully they usually get bigger than I am, which is fine because I'm not very big. Look, Reds is the big dog. But I don't know what the hell he does.
It's just because he's tall.
He really is, actually. That's not even a joke. He's tall. But I just want to thank
So I've heard.
Well, you talking about this way or this way?
All
right, whatever. I'm out. Good night.
Okay. Cheshire, say what you gotta say, and I guess don't get the fuck out, but get the lube.
I did a video about chemtrails today.
Uh-oh.
Yay!
Okay, so thank you all for watching. This has been great. So I'm going to head on out and commit some sins of the flesh with Chesh. So peace out, bitches. Bye bye.